ask you a couple questions. So yeah, can you explain a little bit about what we're getting ready to go do right now?
Yeah, so we've got a number of deported veterans across the border over here in Tijuana. So these are people who are of Mexican nationality that came to the United States one way or another, served in the military, different branches of the armed forces, somehow got caught up in the legal system and then got deported. And so since we're going into Mexico, we're seeing the Mexican nationals. But to my understanding, we even have people in Canada, as far as South Africa and Belize. So when I first became aware of them, I was actually shocked. Number one, that we're deporting veterans. But then number two, as I started to kind of tell their story a little bit, no one's really heard of them. No one really knows that we have deported veterans. So even when I was telling my friends and family that I was gonna go visit them, the first thing they said is, deported veterans? That's even a thing? Like, that's a pathway towards citizenship. They put on that uniform, they're American, they deserve to stay here. And so we're going down there today to try and really learn their story, get more information about them, and bring it into a bigger spotlight here in the United States to try and get something done and get things resolved. Can you give us your full name and where you served?
My name is Mario de la Cruz. I served 6 years Army National Guard, honorably discharged. Originally, I served basic training in AIT, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I was field artillery, and later I switched to 11 Bravo, which is mechanized infantry is what I got into.
Where did you call home in the United States?
To me, home was anywhere in Tulare County. That was home to me. That's still home.
When I got drafted, I got out of high school, so I went to get my physical, and then from there I went straight to Fort Ord. That's where I did my training. I did my application for citizenship, but since I was moving around, it never followed me. It stayed in the immigration. When I got out, I went to look for a job, and I didn't have my green card. So the lady in the unemployment office, she told me, you know what, go to the immigration, they got your papers out there. I thought they had my citizenship. So when I got there, they put the cops on me because, and I said, look, I just got out of the military, so why am I getting deported? So he said, well, you don't have no records. I said, what are you talking about? I'm not legally here. I mean, my parents brought me when I was a little kid. So my dad had to come and talk to them because they were ready to take me out, you know.
And where did you serve?
U.S. Navy, from Phoenix, Arizona. I served from 1996 to 2000, Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Since the military, I had a history with alcohol abuse and drug abuse, so I had a problem with that, with the PTSD and everything. I never got treated or anything. I never got any help. I ended up getting in trouble, and the judge saw my history and recommended the drug program. I was supposed to do half time. I was supposed to do a year and a half and get out, be with my family, and I never got to see my family again. They're still waiting for me back home.
Can you describe to us then how you got wrapped up into the legal system and then ended up getting deported?
The original charge that I have is it's fraud. The charge that I have that I'm deported on is perjury. When I went to the court system, I didn't know what perjury was. I thought it was the same thing as the fraud charge. After I pleaded guilty, the judge told me that, he goes, do you understand what you're pleading guilty to? And I said, yeah, it's the same thing. And he goes, no, it's not the same thing. And he goes, you're pleading guilty to perjury, which is basically you're lying to a jury court, and you never had a jury. So you're being charged with something that you actually didn't do. But I don't know that much about these type of laws and stuff. Immigration brought me here. I spoke to the people that are here from immigration, and they asked me some questions, and they didn't believe that I was Mexican. He would ask me questions, but I don't know what it was. I didn't know what a colonia was. So he asked me, what colonia did you live in? I said, I never lived over here. I don't know what a colonia is. And there were some words that he would tell me that I didn't understand what he was saying. And because I don't believe he's Mexican, but we're going to let him in. anyways, just so we can end this problem.
When they took me out of the camp, they put me in the hole for like 3 months while they were transferring me to the medium low, and they said it was because immigration had a flag on me because of my immigration status. And from then on, I learned that they were in the process of deporting me, and I was like, but I'm a veteran. I'm a U.S. veteran. I mean, I'm an American. I'm a U.S. soldier. You know, what is this about? And I always held out hope. I thought something was going to come through and save me, and nothing really did. Actually, the judge, he went on record at the end and said, Mr. Murillo, I'm going to go on record and say that, you know, based on all the letters I have here and on your history, I see that you're pretty much a good guy, but you got in trouble this one time, and it got you to this place where you're at now. And I'm sorry, but thank you for your service. I'm going to have to deport you. He said, your service is to be commended, and I'm going to have to deport you.
They don't believe it. They were illegals.
They think you guys have committed some atrocious crimes and you deserve to be just like.
And you know, there was some guys. There's some bad stuff, but it doesn't matter. Like they served their prison sentence, and they shouldn't be deported. We've had 3 congressional visits at the bunker, and
Anything happen out of that?
yeah, we've had bills introduced, HR 1405,
Okay.
and then we had the Veterans Committee. They were able to get the VA to outsource providers so we can get health care here.
Okay.
And then I'm also working directly with the VA so that we can now help them file for the VA benefit. And it takes time, you know, like right now, if you look at the bill, HR 1405, they're all Democrats. We have not one Republican who signed it yet.
Serious?
Yeah, we have 60 co-signers of the bill. So right now, our biggest thing is try to get the Republicans on board, and that's just. I understand how these things kind of. Well, I'm learning that they take time. You know, you can't change everything. But you know, we're doing our part. We've been well, the bunker's been around since 2013. I've been doing this work since 2009. I got deported in 04, but I've seen a lot of change. You know, like, especially the last couple of years. You know, veterans have been getting deported since '96 officially, but you know, you'll see some cases in the '70s. This last year has been since Congress and the ACLU got involved with the work that we're doing. It's just been, I mean, it's been insane. Like,
What I've learned so far is that there is, some of them have been brought back, and you know, on one-off cases and things like that, and it takes an entire legal team to go through their cases individually, and some of them have more complicated legal cases than other ones, but that's all when you're working within the construct of the laws and the way they're written, which we have to do. But in the court of public opinion, everyone will tell you, just bring them home now. What are they doing over there? Get them over here, get them the services that they need, let them go through the system here as any American veteran would. And to do that type of thing would require possibly pardons by Governor Brown, possibly by the President of the United States, or also acts of Congress to change these laws and get something done. In reality, the same thing that we're asking for of our government, for our DACA recipients and our dreamers, to get them some sort of legalized status, we've got to do it for these deported veterans as well.
Since I was little, I've been taught that America's strength comes from its immigration, from people immigrating, from its diversity, that we're a nation born of immigrants. I mean, and that's just a fact. I mean, the Italians came over, the Jewish came over, the Irish came over, and slowly but surely they all became fabric of America. And that's the same thing with us. Okay, so don't destroy what makes America great. We need to come together and we need to unite, and we need to make America really what it's supposed to be, and that is all-inclusive. All-inclusive. And we're definitely in there, because what's more American than a U.S. soldier? I don't know. Some of our guys, luckily, like myself, have support, family support, and connections back home. We stay together as a group. We hang on to each other. I mean, we lift each other up. Some of our guys can't make it. I mean, some of our guys have died here waiting for help. Some guys have crossed back because they can't be here. Fernando crossed back about 5 months ago. They gave him another 4 years for re-entry. That's a U.S. veteran. Served in Korea. He gave him 4 years for re-entry. He went back about 5 months ago, 6 months ago, just because he needed medication. So for myself, I just try to stay active in the community and stay active with these guys here, and keep pushing our cause forward. You know, I mean, letting people know that, hey, we're out here. Hey, we're your U.S. veterans. Hey, please bring us back home. That's all we can do is keep fighting. I mean, that's what they trained us for. They didn't train us to quit. I mean, the military trained us well, and we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight till the fighting's done, and we're gonna fight till we get back home.
So not only do we have to help them, we really need to learn from them what it actually means to survive and to scrape by in this country, to be thankful for what we have, and to see that, you know, no matter how hard you might think you have it in our country, someone's always got it worse. Someone's always got it worse.
Do you and the other guys out there see change happening? Or is there a light at the tunnel, at the end of the tunnel for you guys? Or is it still just walking in an abyss that you don't know if that light's ever going to break through to you guys?
No, yeah, definitely. We have to believe that there is light at the end of this tunnel. We have to. We have to believe in ourselves, and we have to believe in America, that they're going to realize, you know, that we're here, that they're going to realize that, hey, we got to bring these guys home. We're essentially MIA. We're missing in action, and we should be brought home. And we believe that America will realize that. The basic American, once they find out about us, they are probably a little teed off. But the thing is that first they got to hear about us. You know what I mean? First they got to hear about us, and then they got to get angry, and then they're going to bring us back home. Yeah.
We literally have to fight for our right to live. We have to fight for the future of other people like us to live and to continue to survive. And so if anything's more important, it's not just getting you guys back across the border, it's to get everybody on that side of the border to learn what it means to be a true American, that fighting and that working spirit that you guys have right here, that the rest of the country would be better off if the rest of us had the same work ethos. And that same dedication, the way that you guys do, that the military instills in you, that never, ever leaves you. There's not a single person that I have ever spoken to that thinks that this is a good idea, that thinks that this is right. It's inhumane. And when it's inhumane and it doesn't follow what's in our hearts and what's in our minds, the laws have to be changed. Laws without morals are useless. It was drilled into me when I was a student, and I will never forget that, no matter what those laws are. You can't just forget about people. And for my heroes, like all of you guys here today, we have to get that done. And I'll never stop fighting for you guys. Ever. Thank you. Appreciate it to meet you.
So this is the end of our trip across the border to Tijuana. We've now come back from Mexico to the United States, and I got to tell you, I couldn't be any more proud to not just be an American, but to call myself a fellow American with those guys and girls, those men and women on the other side of the border. And so today was a very special day, especially in Latin American culture. It's the Day of the Three Kings. Really, it's the end of the Christmas season for us. And here we are on a mission to talk about how much our veterans on the other side of the border need our help. And what are they doing? They're helping out their fellow community members in Tijuana with food and with gifts. So again, these guys never ever stop the mission. They will keep on fighting until it's done, until they come home. And in the meantime, they continue to fight for their other brothers and sisters that they've made over there on that side of the border now. So I'm anxious to get back to the district now, get home and spread the word, but we're gonna need your help as well too, to bring back every single deported American veteran to their home right here in the United States.